Hello again everyone, welcome back to another video on this wonderful platform we call the internet. And I am back out once again with more unprovoked, unnecessary hating. Just like that of with Smile 2, but instead of it being just a movie overall, it's a person in particular. That of course being the singing voice for Rumi, EJ, I think that's her name, well, nickname, stage name, not too sure. So, just recently, I believe the entire soundtrack for K-pop Demon Hunters went platinum, which I'm not really one for music awards, but I'm pretty sure that is a major milestone to have a soundtrack or a song or album, whatever it is, go platinum. At least from what I can put together, it's the equivalent of like winning an Oscar or some shit. I'm not sure. Or like Hollywood Hall of Fame, you know, and where they put their handprint on the footpath or whatever. I'm not saying that's exactly what it's like, but from what I know, that's what it's similar to, I guess. So yeah, so with that the case, yeah, major milestone because, well, not just for the singers, Audrey Nuna, Ray, Ami, I think that's her name, and EJ, but the rest of the people who worked on the music and all, you know, like the sound mixers, so on and so forth. Hell, even Twice, because, well, they did their own version of Takedown, so there you have it. However, though, of course, with all that great news and all that, and major accomplishment, of course there has to be some ignorant, arrogant arsehole who has to think that their opinion and what they say goes, and just hating for the sake of hating because something's popular. Now, once again, I will admit I'm guilty of that too, but that's more so for things that are overhyped into oblivion, such as Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. Not someone who has, you know, worked hard for something and then it went nowhere and then they just continued working and, you know, here they are now, case in point, who we're talking about. So yeah, so I came across a post saying about the whole thing of the soundtrack going platinum, and then of course there was someone who just of course had to hate for the sake of hating and said that she's better off songwriting and all that, which I'm not sure if I've already mentioned it before, but in this video I mean. But if you don't like your music or anyone's music, that's fine, you know, because, well, you're allowed to like and dislike whatever you want. That's, among other things, another thing about being human is having our own preferences. We don't have to like and dislike the same thing, we can, you know. But, so yeah, that's one thing, right? Like, if you're not a fan of her music or anyone else's music or whatever it is, like, that's fine, you know, that's your preference. But to put your opinion, your subjective opinion out there like it's an objective fact, well, yeah, nah, you can just kindly fuck off. I don't really know what else to say. Because, honestly, like, just hang on something for the sake of it being popular, such as in this case, it's just pathetic, really. It's ignorant, arrogant, you name it. Like, if there was one thing to say, like, like, if they said that personally, that this person said that they personally prefer her songwriting compared to actual singing, I mean, that's fine. That's not really exactly touting something as if it's an objective fact. That's just saying what they prefer. So that's fine. But to say that she's better off with songwriting implies that her singing is objectively shit when it's not. Like, I don't think this person is onto something, I think they're on something. I don't really know what else to tell you. Because honestly, after all the hard work and all that she's done, like, honestly, this is well deserved. You know, the soundtrack going platinum, all the new fame and fans and stuff like that. Hell, not just her alone, but I guess also the other two, Ray Amy, once again I think that's her name, Audrey Nuno, and everyone else involved in the music and sound design and all that, and even Twice, because they did their own version of Takedown. So yeah, because like a little brief background thing. So like in the early 2000s, she became a K-pop trainee or something like that, trained to become a K-pop idol. But by the time she finished, she was apparently too old to become a K-pop idol, which is like one of the shittiest things you can hear after working your ass off for God knows how long. Because if I'm not mistaken, the K-pop music industry is like very, very tough. Like, just for auditioning, you have to be a certain age, weight, probably even height. And even if you do qualify and get established into a group, like even if groups are even lucky to be established and, you know, create and all that, like some of them are stuck in, I guess, a limbo of sorts for decades, and some don't even get to debut at all, and they just get disbanded before they can even start anything. Luckily though, she found opportunities through other ways and managed to start doing songwriting for other groups such as Twice. I think she also wrote 2 songs or something for BTS and all that, and then she was approached to write the songs for, well, K-pop Demon Hunters, and then they just decided to have her be the singing voice for Rumi, and here we are. So, you know, this accomplishment is pretty well deserved. They all worked their ass off to get to where they are. I mean, sure, I don't think they're like completely full on famous like Blackpink and BTS, but thanks to all their hard work in this and all that, right? They're pretty like right up there with them. So, like, I do not know what else to tell you. Like, they didn't like work their ass off getting to where they are now just for fucking fun of it. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. In conclusion, yeah, like, you're allowed to like and dislike whatever you want, but just don't go putting it out there like it's an objective fact. It's just stupid and arrogant and egotistical and all that. I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier in this video, but like, it would be one thing if they said like that they personally prefer her songwriting over her singing. Like, that's completely fine because they're stating it as a preference, and it sounds like their subjective opinion rather than just, oh, she's better off songwriting, which sounds like objectively her singing is shit, which it's not. So there you have it. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. Until next time.